Hi, I'm Sandy from lusciouslife.com, and this is day 2 of Chris Oster's 5-day video challenge, Bringing Heaven to Earth. Today's theme is I Vision, and I was doing some visioning this morning via my journal, and got really stuck. I was just kind of staying on the surface. There was no flow. It didn't feel authentic. I just wasn't getting to what I knew was really real and true. And so often when I get to that place with my journal, I'll just set it down and come back later. I'll do something to switch up the energy. I'll go for a walk, or I often do my dishes. Just something to shift the energy. But today I wanted to stick with it. I really wanted to break through whatever it was that was keeping me kind of twisted up. And so what I use in situations like that is a very simple little technique that I learned decades ago, back in the 80s, from a woman named Lucia Capacchione. She's done a lot of work with the power of using your non-dominant hand. She's also did really early work with creative journaling. And so this technique does utilize your non-dominant hand. And it goes like this. With your dominant hand, which for me is my right hand, you write your journal prompt or whatever your question, whatever it is that you're wanting to explore. And then you just simply respond with your non-dominant hand, which for me would be my left hand. So the theory is that when you use your non-dominant hand, it just really cuts straight through all of that chattery, saboteur mind stuff and go straight to your intuition, which has certainly been the case for me when I've used this technique. And as you might expect, it's a bit awkward. It's awkward to write with your non-dominant hand. It's just not as facile as your dominant one. So the writing is slower. It looks a bit messy and cryptic. And, the whole process just, feels very different, which are all the things I really love about it. It's the answer, or the journal's what's being revealed, is a slow reveal. It's like it comes up in its own time, and the writing looks cryptic, so it almost looks symbolic. Like the symbols are floating up from the depths. So it kind of has a little bit of a magical quality to me, which I really love. So here's a little bit of what came up from the depths for me this morning when I was using my non-dominant hand. What am I being called to create? My home, my grounding, my place to come from. I'm being called to create the temple of my desire, the temple of my devotion, a temple of gathered souls, a temple, a temple, a temple, a place of seduction into the truth of beauty and clarity. So I can tell you this is not the direction that my journaling was headed for earlier. And that last phrase, a place of seduction into the truth of beauty and clarity, that was like, that was a moment of like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. And as I sit with it, I realize that actually that is part of my vision, is that place of that place where we're seduced by ourselves, where we allow ourselves to be taken in by who we truly are, what our essence is. There is something that is elementally powerful when a woman allows herself to be met by herself, by her radiance, her beauty, her truth. She steps into the temple of her being, and so that piece was like, it's making me smile. I'm just, it feels like a little treasure that I discovered through this technique. So that's a peek that's a peek into my visioning process. I offer you the non-dominant hand technique. I hope you try it, and I hope you get some good surprises.